I'm the CEO of COBS Solutions Group, which stands for Chief Online Business and Solutions Group. That's my company, and the story here today is how you guys can start your own companies, as well as the stuff which I did that led me to actually becoming an entrepreneur, and a few other things which I've done as well along the way. My sister was here before Toby came. I don't know if you guys know her. You guys know her? And Toby, she said to me that she wanted me to come and do the Prideaux actually, back when she was here, but I was too busy at the time with international stuff. So I said I'll definitely make it while Toby's still here. And it was to talk about two other things which I did, which are playing rugby and modeling, how you guys can get into that. Anyone here? Actually, let me ask, does anybody here want to start their own businesses? Okay, entrepreneurs like that. Anyone here want to know how to make £1 million or dollars? Okay. Anyone want to go into sports, be it rugby or football? What position? Okay. What position? Fullback. Okay. All right. Anyone here want to know how to become a model? Alright, cool. I've got some people in here who are interested, right? Okay. Let's start right from the get-go. Chief Online Business and Solutions Group, what we do is we are an online reputation management, which is basically, it stems from social media to search engine optimization to web design to online reputation management. Actually, online reputation management is probably the most interesting thing you can be in right now. It's when you have, say, on the lowest scale, you have hotels, restaurants, you've got bad public images online or reputations online, and they need help because with a bad reputation, none of you here are going to book your holidays there. None of you here are going to go to the restaurants on your first dates because you've got bad reviews, you know. Two, the other level, which is basically you've got a celebrity who's got some bad press, or a football player who said something which he should have said, or a referee who's done something similar, and they need someone to help them out because they've been victimized. That's online reputation management. I'm sure you guys understand what web design is about, right? Yeah, understand websites, web creation. Anybody here does anything like that? Online marketing and web design? That's good, that's good. All right, cool. Well, that's essentially what it is. Web design is web design. I mean, you guys are lucky. You're the generation where everything is pretty much done very quickly, very easily. You can find everything on Google. That's part of what my job is. You own a business, you want to find it on Google, and make sure to find it on Google. Imagine you own a business, be it, I don't know, I'm trying to think, you want to own a business? Not particularly. Right, the young entrepreneurs, where are you at? Throw your hands up. Right, what business you want to own? You're not sure yet? Alright, we'll get to that. Is that selling socks?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Me?
Yeah.
Graphic design.
Graphic design. Okay, you own a graphic design company, right? And you want people to find you. So they type in graphic design, what are they again? Basisco or Hook or whatever. You come up. Now imagine if 500 people did that every day, and out of those 500, they saw your website. And out of those 500 that saw your website, say 30 people called you up and said, we need you to do our graphic design. And let's say your cheapest price is £150. Sure. Let's say that's your cheapest price, and you have 30 people asking you for that. That's about $4 grand a day. You know, that's what search engine optimization is all about. That's what I do. So yeah, imagine you guys are in a world of 6 billion people. Imagine if you could sell something that costs you £1 to make for £2 each person on this earth, right? And you can make 6 billion doing that, or you can make 12 billion doing that. You know, but I think you need to have that. You need to have that mental acuity to think like that, because a lot of people say that's impossible. But a lot of businesses are doing it. I know people are doing it. I'm getting them to be doing that. Yeah, but close to. You know? So yeah, that's online reputation management. That's what COBS does, and that's all of that. That's the boring bit. Hopefully nobody sees me. Right. So let's go forward. COBS model. This is what we stand for. You guys say? 1, 2, 3, go. Those who say it can't be done, you shouldn't disturb those of us who are already doing it. Okay? If you guys can believe in that, you believe in yourself, when you do that, you think that, you can do anything. And that's really serious, that's true. And that's what we believe in at COBS, because we're doing it. You know, people say, see, you can't become a sport athlete, you can't, get into do this, you shouldn't do that, you should go down the safe route, You should always do what you guys want to do, because when you make your living out of doing something which you enjoy, you never have to work, because it's literally just playtime for you. Do you guys get that? If you make a living doing something which is your hobby, be it drawing, being an artist, be it rapper over there, singing, dancing, or whatever, making beats, becoming a model. If you make that your living, you never have to work. So it's to get you guys into that mind frame that do what you want to do, because that's how you can actually make a lot of money. So, jump right into the main thing, how it all started. It started off actually when I was your age, I was in A-levels in a school called Rugby up north in Preston. I don't know if you guys have played with rugby or anything. No? Very good school. Check. And over there, I started selling Timberlands online via eBay. Right? And I was getting them cheaper from America and then selling them at retail price. So each day, I was able to make around £300 whilst I was in lectures. So whilst I was sitting here, or in business studies, or politics, or literature, because those are the things I studied, I was able to know that when I get back, I probably have enough money to buy another Xbox again. Because to me, that's what was important at the time. I wanted to get an Xbox, I wanted to get a PlayStation. And I got both. And then the TV is one of my rooms. I'm like, yeah, I'm balling now. That's what I thought at the time. But nowadays it's just to show you that so many things is possible if you just put your mind to it. That's how I started. I graduated into learning how to make a blog, then how to make a website, because I thought email was taking too much money from me, because you're gonna pay the fees, you're gonna pay with this, you're gonna pay with that. Just learn how to do it myself. I started doing that. Then today we graduated into COBS, so that's the story behind COBS, really. And we do what we do now. Told you what COBS does. Now, 3 things I know how to get into. Which one do you want us to start with? Modeling, becoming an entrepreneur, or rugby? Rugby. Okay. Alright, rugby. We start rugby. Who here has played for England yet? I've got the call. Okay. Who here wants to play for England? You guys got any specific teams you want to play for? London Irish. Pardon? Harlequins, okay. Anybody wants to play for Toulouse? No? That's my team. Right. Playing rugby, right? It's really simple. I played rugby at Kirkham. That's how I got into rugby, because I was into basketball. And they were like, okay, make a basketball team, play rugby. Right, do that. That's a great deal. I started playing rugby, I started enjoying it, and then with basketball. They think they owe me for that. I'll go back and get that, actually. That's true. Just remember that. It's only a basketball team, actually. Anyway, we'll get back into that. So I started playing rugby at Kirkham. I enjoyed it so much. I started playing sevens, I played Rugby Park, I played all those places. Did really well. Got into uni. Now this is where it gets interesting. Got into uni after 2 years of playing rugby at Kirkham, and I got pulled into the freshers team straight away, which is the best of the freshers for you guys. Hopefully, after what I say today, you'll all be playing freshers in your unis. Right? So that was the best team. So the first game was against County, Lancashire County. And from there, I got scouted by Stockport. Now, if I go back and do everything again or what I do now, what I would do is start at your local level. So it would be, I think, Hook or Hampshire. That'd be your local county, right? Start playing there. You get spotted there, and then you get called up to play for whatever team you want to go to. In our school in Kirkham, it was Lancaster. That was the county, Lancashire County. And the main teams were rugby, that's how you do it. You start your local team, you get spotted by your local team because you're on the stage. You need to be on the stage where people can see you, right? So your local team will be your stage. Your uni team will be your second stage. Your third stage will be, I don't know, playing for your local club. So if you could graduate through those places, you're basically on the stage for each position. So for each position, you get to that stage. You're spotted by people who can take you further. Or you can write to the club you actually want to play for straight away and just say, hey, I really want to play for this team. I've been playing for my uni, I've been playing for my school, I've been playing for wherever it is I've been playing for, and I want to get into. And you'll be amazed, especially when you start young, the fact that you're interested, because that's what they want. They want the future. They've got the guys already with their playing. You need to think about the next step, which is going to be you guys. So those are the ways you can get into rugby. Anybody have any questions further? I can explain. No? Have I explained it well enough?
How far did you get rugby?
I'm still playing for Stockport now, so I got to Stockport level. I could have gone further to play for Sale, play in the Premiership, but I can't want that. I wouldn't be able to do modeling as well if I got a scar across my face. That's one of the reasons why. Plus basketball was on my heart was really. So yeah. Any other questions or rugby?
What position did you go?
Take a while, yes. Wing or outside center. 10-9-8 was my time. So that's the reason why I got pulled in to learn the wing, because I could zip around people. They hated me for that sometimes. They actually tried to tackle me after that scored. So, yeah. Any other questions? No? Okay. Where should we go next?
Modeling.
Modeling. Alright, cool. Now, the story behind modeling for the girls and the guys who want to get in here. The first thing you need to do is have confidence in yourself. Because the first thing about modeling is you're going to get rejected. Probably the first few times. With me, I got scouted by a friend of mine was actually going. This was in uni. A friend of mine was on the same bus as I. He was going to his interview for modeling. I was going shopping. And he said, right, come with me, and then after we go shopping. I think FIFA 06 had just come out, actually. We're actually going to get that. Well, I was going to get that. That's how far back it was, FIFA 06. Who was FIFA here? Who was Pro Evo? FIFA, yeah, I like that. You know, so that was it. And basically, he took me to this place where they were having an interview. And literally, the lady said goodbye to him, and then she saw me and she was like, I want to sign you too. It had nothing to do with the fact that I was looking to get into modeling or anything like that. And then from that, I left that agency because a better agency came for me, because Nike wanted me to do some stuff with Manchester United. Played Manchester United, played Manchester City on both grounds. Done a lot of stuff with JJB, done a lot of stuff with Harvey Nick, Selfridges, all the fashion designers. Met quite a few interesting people at the same time. But going back, if I was to do it again, what I'll tell you guys is, you want to get into modeling, the first thing you need to do, you need to look at what city you want to do it in. London's probably the biggest. Manchester is second biggest. Well, pretty much all the money is still in London, especially in modeling. There is a bit coming out to the regions, but Manchester's probably your next best thing outside of London. Depending on the uni you go to, that will also determine a lot of your modeling life. Because if you're in a uni outside of London and you can't get to castings or you can't get to shoots on time, that may actually be a hamper to that career. So that's the first thing you need to think about if you're serious about getting into modeling. Think about a city you want to go into. If it's London, look at all the agencies. Right? The other thing you need to understand is you have different categories in modeling. You have your editorial, you have high fashion, you have your capital, you have your commercial as well. If you can do all four of them, that's great, that's brilliant, that's great. But if you can only do one, stick with that one and become really good at it. I have a girl, she's a friend of mine, she's about 5'7", but she's got a Puerto Rican look. So anything that has to do with Hispanic modeling or Puerto Rican particularly high fashion editorial. But commercial, the limit isn't really there because you're a commercial model. So you're going to be on TV, do stuff like Hollyoaks, Coronation Street, what the show is Towie. I don't know if you guys watch Towie in here. Anybody watch Towie? Yeah. So yeah, those are the things. The other thing, this is the most important. Anybody who wants to go into modeling, don't believe those people who say you need to pay for your pictures first. That's a lie. That's a very big lie. Actually, the first thing you should do is take a picture of yourself with your phone or your Polaroid and send it to the agencies which you want to get into. That's the very first thing. Before anyone says, oh, you need to pay for this, you need to pay for that, because that's not true. Usually, the modeling agencies will pay for your first portfolio. Right? So have that in mind. However, the other route as well, you could actually set up your own test for prints with photographers. Right? Now, this is probably the cheaper route. Find photographers who are either in fashion, or editorial, or commercial, whatever it is you want to go into. They will always have testings, which is basically they're testing the new cameras, or they're testing ideas, or they're testing sheets. And those pictures will be professional, but they'll be for free. Right? So you don't have to pay. The only thing which it costs you is your time. So if you want to get into modeling, that's one of the best ways. And then you can take those pictures, plus your natural pictures, send those to the agencies which you want to go to become a model, and they can actually guide you and say, right, these pictures are good enough, we want you, or these pictures aren't good enough. I think what they usually say is your look isn't right for us. Okay, so that tends to be what they say. But however, you will always find the one which is good for you. And that's true because it happened to me as well. I mean, the first one I went into, they liked me. The second one, they liked me. The third one, they didn't like me. Nah, we don't want you. You know, I was like, that was actually my first rejection. Okay, that's cool. Then I went to the next agency, which was just as big as them. They loved me. I got a lot of stuff with Nike from those guys. So, okay, go figure. What else do you need to know about modeling? Oh yeah, pick a model who you want to emulate. That's what you should do. So for girls, there's so many of them, from Victoria's Secret girls to Campbell, but pick their modeling, not their habits, because a lot of them have bad habits, which you don't want to go with. You need to stand out and be different from them, but be as good as them or even better. But don't pick the habits, pick the good things, not the bad things, right? I think that's pretty much it. Any questions about modeling?
Good pay.
Very good pay. Very good pay. Very good pay, very interesting people, very cool people you get to meet. Very cool people you get to meet. However, there are a lot of things that come with the modeling lifestyle which might affect your career positively and negatively. So you have to be able to pick between them. It's always best to have your head screwed on straight away, right from the get-go, to know, look, a lot of these things are going to come at you, but you need to be able to handle it. Okay? Any other questions? Come on, you guys love modeling. Could have told you everything. Any other questions about modeling? No? Okay. If I remember anything, I will back to that. Right. Next thing is, oh yes, my young entrepreneurs in here. Right. So we have different people, different individuals, different talents. And actually, does anybody here know what they want to be when they grow up? You don't know what you want to be. What are you gonna be?
Marketing director, Luke said.
Oh really?
Or like sport, some form of marketing role in sport.
goes back to what I was saying earlier, that you find a stage, you pick your stage, you become good at it. You found those stages. So you're going to stand in your stages, and the people who are going to say, hey, that guy's really good at this, let's bring him in. Or whatever, they're going to be there because you put yourself on the stage and the light shines you straight away, which is pretty much what everyone else here wants to be, whatever it is they want to be, need to do. You know, you find your stage, you stand there, you make sure you make your mark. You know, you're either better than the first person or you're just as good, right? So, who else knows what they want to be? Let's go with you.
I bet you we're going to be investor.
Investment banking. Yeah, you look like an investor with this right. You look like it's pink tie and everything. Yeah, I've seen you. Have you watched what's in the film? Wall Street.
Yeah.
Which one?
The first one, I was thinking.
Don't watch the second one. It's bad. It's an okay film, but if you watch the first one, in my opinion, I didn't think it was as good as the first one. Watch that. Watch Too Big to Fail as well. That talks about how the recession started from 2008 up until now, and everything that happened with the Federal Reserve Bank of America, Lehman Brothers, how they went down and all of that. So, yeah, it's a good film to watch as well. Investment banking. Do you understand the whole concept of it?
Basically, I had a friend's dad.
Who's in there? All right, good. As long as you've got that. Or someone else raised their hand.
CA officer or dog handler.
I'm sorry, what?
CA officer or dog handler.
A dog handler.
In the army.
In the army?
Yeah.
Oh, like that guy with his dog. I saw him. No, I'm not actually messing with you. I actually saw the guy who, he and his dog, he's passed away, but the dog also, they got an award, right? Yeah, that's a really noble act, actually. I think, yeah, that's very good. That's very good. So you're going to go into the army.
Yeah.
You're very disciplined. You wake up at 7 o'clock every day.
I'd say so. Yeah.
You'd say so. Okay, cool. That's good. Anyone else?
Architect.
You're going to become an architect. Right. Awesome architect. Giant buildings and all that. That's good. That's good. And you know your stages yet? Right. Architect. The guy. Have you seen the Hilton Hotel in Manchester? It's called the Beacon Tower. The guy who actually designed it, Ian Simpson, he lives on the 49th, 47th floor, right? And his, well, it's not even an apartment because he's got trees in there. So it's actually not an apartment. Go on because I had to, he had to interview him when I was in law school because we were doing a piece on his living, basically. But go on YouTube. The BBC actually have it filmed his apartment basically, and the trees in there, there's all sorts of things. You can actually fit a swimming pool in there. It's got 3 stairs, I think. It's just crazy. But yeah, look him up and actually give him a shout, you know, because he's a very nice guy. Email his company and ask them, can you intern there? Or look at whatever type of architecture you want to get into. Look at who the top guys are there, and look at the middle guys. So like how you have top 4, but now top 6, as Toby's told me it's called top 6 now. Well, the top 4 in football, you have the middle guys, and then you have the relegation zone, which you don't want to be in. You go to the middle guys on the top 4, and then give those guys a call, email them, Twitter them, you run social media, you can Twitter them, Facebook them. And like I said, they're always looking for the next big things, which is going to be you. And the fact that you start so early, it gives you such an edge over anybody else because they're like, he's already interested from a young age, so let's keep him. You know, it will give you 90% of a better shot than if you're coming way after. You know, so that's the way to go with that. Anybody else? Dentistry. Okay. Pretty similar thing. Why are you guys laughing? I don't get it. There's nothing wrong with becoming a dentist. This guy's gonna look after us. You know, we need dentists because if you notice whenever you look on TV and people have bad teeth, have you seen that? You know, don't you just think, why don't they have they know they're gonna be on TV. Why are their teeth back? I was thinking, I'm like, okay, you're a celebrity or whatever, or you're someone who goes on TV at least once in your lifetime every year. You should always have a dentist by your side, who's gonna sort your teeth out before you go on. So yeah, but similar to the architect, it's the same exact route. You find the main guys, get on stage with them, and then you take it from there. But I know with dentistry, you've got to do a few good years of uni as well. So you can start at uni. Actually, you can start now, and then when you get to uni, you can enhance that. Okay. So, well, what else do you need to do? You need to be able to handle people's teeth. That's the most important thing. Take 2 more. Anybody else wants to go? Animation is a graphic designer. Both of you should collaborate because you can do some good work together. I'm just serious. You can do some good work together. If you can find, this is actually something which I do in my business. I can't say I can create every single website. We can create every single website. Sometimes we actually need outside help. And even lawyers need outside help sometimes because they don't specialize in everything. You specialize in your thing, and then somebody else might do something else. So you've got to sometimes find people who can help you out, right? One more. How about this side? Which one do you become a barrister, right? So yeah, become a barrister. Go to uni, study law. Find what you want to. Do you know what niche you want to get into? Criminal law. Wow. Wow, that's big. No, I mean that's good because criminal law is defending people, especially people who are victims. Actually, that's part of what we do when we talk about cyberbullying. You get people, for instance, athletes or even lawyers who get bullied online. That's on one scale. And then, for instance, really, if he gets bullied online, it affects his game. It affects a lot of sports athletes as well. When people are talking bad about them online, it gets to them because they're humans too. Because of that, it affects the game, and then they have bad spells. Same thing with professional services, lawyers, architects, because people are just people, When you defend them, it's a good thing. With cyberbullying, we defend people who are being attacked. If you use a lawyer, a criminal lawyer, you defend people who, especially people who are victims or who've been accused of, said to have done things which they haven't done, the innocent. So that's good. And on the other side of cyberbullying, you have your younger brothers, your younger sisters who, the younger generation is growing up. You guys are growing up with the iPads, you're growing up with the iPhone, the iTunes, Apple Macs, everything Apple. And because of that, from the age of 5, you can use your iPad. If you're online, create your version online of you online. And because of that, you become a victim of people who are older and shouldn't be doing things online which you don't know about. But because of that innocence, you might fall trapped. And then because of that, it becomes a problem. But in those situations, those kids, they don't know who to speak to, which is what we do with cyberbullying. We actually help them out to say, look, first of all, you need to step away from this side of the world because you're not ready for it. Then we take the parents and say, look, this is what's happening here. Right? I don't know if you guys heard about Amanda Todd. You heard about the Amanda Todd case? Well, that's one thing about cyberbullying, which pushed her to the edge. The thing with that is that she didn't have anyone to speak to, even though she tried to reach out. Right? So with cyberbullying would be to protect her and create a defense for her. And as a young criminal lawyer, that's something you can also get into, but in the law firm you can win. So it's very good. It's a very noble act. And I think that was the last thing. Right, now let's talk about setting up your own business. How much time do we got? Right. Talk about setting up your own business. Like I said earlier, it's all about doing what you guys want to do and what you actually enjoy. Right? Because every single one of you guys in here, you might not know this, but every single one of you is actually good at something which the next person to you isn't as good at. Be it architects, be it the lawyers, whatever it is, you have a natural talent. And don't take my word for it. Any one of you here Jay-Z fans? Yeah, you know Jay-Z fans, okay. You know, Jay-Z actually just said what I just said about you guys having an ingenious talent, and he proves it. I'll show it to you right now, actually.
I think every single person in the world is born with genius level talent. You just gotta find out what it is that you're a genius at. I don't believe that God would take one person and say, you're special. I don't believe that. I believe every single person in this building is special. Everyone has genius level talent. So what happens is, okay. All right.
Now, you believe me when I said that? Let's put the Jay-Z fans. It's true. We all have that individual talent, which somebody else is not going to be as good at. So you need to find that. And the thing is, because you're so good at it, and it comes natural to you, you'll never know that you're really good at it unless somebody tells you. So the thing is, your friends or your family will always tell you, hey, you know, you're really good at that. So be it you're really good at math, or you're really good with numbers, and then you can go, okay, you accelerate that, you become what? An engineer, become a scientist, you become the next Bill Gates, you know, that sort of thing. You're really creative, you know, with illustrations, with animations, and all of that. Guess what? You start making stuff for Google. You know, you're an architect, and you build the next Hilton here in Hampshire. You know, that sort of thing. That's the thing you guys really need to know. And if you can identify what it is your individual talent is already, right from this young age, that's it. That's all you need to do. The next thing you need to do is actually just develop that talent, and then make a business out of that. You know. So let's say your individual talent was, give me a talent, somebody. Marketing, music, right? Two different ones. Let's start with M. Marketing. Your talent would be convincing people, right? So if you're really good at persuading people, you're really good at, you know, showing your point of view, that actually goes for law as well. You show your point of view and you can prove to people that, hey, this is actually worth your while. You can market a lot of things. And not just products like Lucozade and the rest of it. You can actually market people's brands. Shaquille O'Neal, I know there's a girl, I was going to show you her, but she actually helped him build his online image and his online brand. She's done the same thing with one of the girls in Gossip Girl. I can't remember. I think it was Blair, actually. You guys watch Gossip Girl? Yeah, I think she helped Blair out and a few others. So yeah, marketing. You need to make sure that that's your individual talent. You know, you've got all the key basic skills. You develop those skills and then you take them further. You know, and then you find your stage and you kill it there. Music, right? I mean, last time I heard you had your own stage, didn't you? I was there actually. I saw you. What was it? Pum 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 pum. Right? That was it. Yeah. Good, great performance, by the way. I mean, but getting into music, you're already on the right track. You're making your beats, you're writing your songs, you know. And the best thing now is the age you live in, you have your own TV channel, which is YouTube. You can create your own TV channel and go viral that way. There's so many people become famous on YouTube. It's crazy. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, social media will get you out there to everyone and everyone, you know. So, in fact, you guys could just do like a flash bomb all together and put it up on YouTube, like LWC flash bomb, hey, you know. So yeah, that's something going forward, you know. But taking you past your individual talent and growing that and developing that is really how you make your money. You know, you find something that you're really good at, you're naturally good at it, you never work it because you're enjoying it. And because you're enjoying it, you're making more money off it. You know. And now, for the most important thing, the millionaire's equation. Right? So how many people here want to know how to make $1 million? Teacher's the one that, okay, she wants to know how to make $1 million. The other two, they're millionaires, they don't need to make $1 million. You know? Right? It's really simple. It really is really simple. You start with start with your product or your service. You need to decide what you're going to do. So again, it goes back to your individual talent. Are you going to be making stuff, or are you going to be doing a service, right? And then we look at it. The service, or you're doing a product. Let's say the cheapest you're going to sell the product at is 10 pounds, or it could be 100 pounds, depending on what it's going to be. Now, how many 10 pounds, 100 pounds do you need to make $1 million? Anybody know? 6,000. Fun? 6,000. Where are my math people at? Calculation. 100,000, right? Investment banker over there. Right. So, yeah, if you're doing 10 pounds, you need 100,000. If you're doing 100 pounds, you need 10,000. Right? So, okay, you divided that now. Now, to make in a year, you need to divide 100,000 by 12, right? Then divide 10,000 by 12. 100,000 divided by 12 gives you around 8,400. And the other one gives you 840, right? So, you know, right, you need to sell something, if it's at 10 pounds, you need to sell 8,400 of it, and the other one you need to sell 840 if it's 100 pounds. Okay, cool. So now that means you need how many people in a month? If you're selling 8,000, you need around 800 people a month at 10 pounds to make that, right? So that means you need to have something which people want. You need to have 800 people who are going to want it every month. Okay? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Makes sense, right? So the hard part really is how do you find those 800 people? And then on the other side of it, you've got 834. You need 80 people. How are you going to find those 80 people every month? Now, there are many different ways. Online, so social media, search engine optimization, that's one really good way. The other interesting way is when you set up your business, networking, that works very well. Because think about it, let's imagine this was a networking group. I'm here, right? I've got my product or service, which I believe is really good. You're here, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here. You know 10 people, you know 10 people, you know 10 people, you know 10 people. And it goes like that. And then obviously, you all have your own individual networks. Now, let's say what I did was really, really good. You told it to your other people, your network, and it sells on like that. Then suddenly it becomes ripple effect all the way through your network, all the way around to the end. The same way. In essence, that's how business works, really. You know, people recommend you, people like what you do, people refer you, and you start making more money than you actually expected. And you start seeing, oh, your targets are hit. And then you're surpassing those targets and you're going further and further. So, but don't limit yourself. Don't limit it to 10 pounds or 100 pounds. You can charge 1,000 if you want. If you're worth it, you can charge 1,000. You can charge 100,000. You can charge 10,000. A friend of mine does 5,000 every month for one client. And he has about 20 clients. He said it's 100,000. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about 100,000 every month. But they're in social media for senior executives. So basically, he just did Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, all of that. So, like I said, it needs to be, the most important thing is you, first of all, you know what your talent is, develop that talent, so then you start making money from it. You know what I mean? It sounds a lot simple when you say it here, but when you actually put it into practice, you see that, okay, the few things you need to do here and there. Well, it is really simple. You take it back to the basics. And if you divide it down, you know, right, you need 8,000 to make this a month, to make this for the whole year. And you actually go after those little targets, it becomes really big. Because success isn't one good thing that you've done right. It's not one big thing you've done right, unless you make the next Facebook. It's kind of like a bunch of little things that you've done successfully, and then it builds up success. And even Facebook. guys seen the Social Network film? Yeah, it was really good. The girls then went about different apps. That right, you could Facebook a lot of girls take it further. So that was one thing he did right there. He got his friends back and a few other things. Even the guy being Napster, all that. So those are a bunch of little things done right that he brought about Facebook. He's working with 25 billion. But at the same time, it goes back to the same thing. That was his individual talent. So you guys, if you want to own your businesses, you want to become models, play rugby, you want to do whatever it is you want to do. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't do whatever it is you want to do, especially when you know you're good at it. Because you're already good at it, you're naturally good at it, so why should anyone care? That's the most important thing. It's all about you. If you go out, make money from whatever it is you want to make, do whatever it is you want to do, because the world's your oyster. Is there anything else anybody wants me to talk about? You guys know how to make money now? Business? Yeah. Now, I'm being serious. Does anybody want me to say anything else?